AITHA for telling my husband he works for himself, not for our family, because he's never home and barely spends time with our child. My husband and I have known each other for 6 years and have been married for almost 3 years now. We have a 1-year-old and we're expecting another baby. Our marriage has been full of emotional highs. We love each other and make sure to express it regularly. My husband has a 9-to-5 job, after which he also works as a tutor. He started tutoring back when we were in college, and it was never an issue. He always had enough time. Even in the years leading up to our marriage and during the first year of it, this was never a big problem. However, in the last year or so, it has become a major issue, and it's only getting worse. He keeps adding more classes to his schedule. Until last month, we had a firm rule: no classes on Sunday. He would devote that entire day to us. But last month, he even added a class on Sunday, using the excuse that exams were approaching. It started to feel like my son and I were no longer a priority to him. Some days, he comes home at 11 p.m. On other days, he teaches online, but that's not much better because he still can't spend time with us. Last Sunday, I finally spoke up and told him he was neglecting his family. He was offended and told me that he doesn't enjoy having to work so hard, but he's doing it for our family. That's when I told him that, no, I believe he does enjoy it. It gives him an excuse not to spend time with us, and that he's doing this for himself, not for us. As things stand, our combined income is more than enough. There's no real need for him to take on more classes on top of his existing ones. At this point, he's doing it for himself. He's already busy Monday through Saturday, and now he's trying to cross the boundary we set for Sunday. We've been on bad terms since this fight. He keeps saying he can't believe I accused him of working for himself rather than for us. Am I in the wrong here? Relevant comments. Commenter. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have to grit your teeth through it, but if he is working all the time to support his family, love the man and cherish the little time you get with him. He's grinding to support y'all. Would you rather spend all the time in the world together while living in squalor or on the streets? Please support him while he supports his family. Hell, have you told him you're proud of him for working so hard? Ops response. I have a 9-to-5 job too, and like I said, our collective income covers our expenses and then some. If that weren't the case, of course, I wouldn't be angry, I would understand. But given the situation, the fact that he took away the one day we get together just because it's exam season really got to me. I also want to make it clear that I absolutely appreciate how he provides for us to give us a great standard of living, and I've told him this many times. But now it feels like he's adding more work to disengage. Commenter 2. Did he grow up in a lower income household? His father may have worked himself to the bone to keep them above water, so that may be all he knows. Ops response. No, both of his parents are doctors. That was certainly not the case. Commenter 3. I see where you're coming from, but I have to ask, you sound like you feel secure about your financial situation. But does he think the same? You're expecting another child. You have a 1-year-old with another on the way. I don't know where you're based, but some regions are more expensive than others for families to live in. Based on that information alone, there could be plenty of thought put into whether you both have financial stability for the future. You clearly think so, but does your husband? Have you ever had that conversation with him, fruitfully, honestly, about the objective truth of your financial stability and both of your thoughts on it? Ops response. Yes, we had that discussion before. We talked about how, since we're already comfortable, there shouldn't be any need for a class on Sunday. In fact, at the time, I also thought he should cut down on his existing classes but relented on the Sunday agreement. I didn't think the numbers were important, but a lot of comments, not you, seemed to doubt my judgment that we're stable. I'm an accountant who makes $70K per year. My husband is a software engineer who makes over $100K. Based on how many students he teaches and how many classes he has, he also makes over $100K from that. Our household income covers our expenses. I'm an accountant, this is kind of my bread and butter. Commenter 4. I don't understand why everyone is telling off she's the jerk in this. The man is hardly ever home. They don't need the extra money. He's missing out on time with his child, and his wife is feeling sad. Why is he doing it if not for himself? He's clearly not doing it for them. Commenter 5. My ex was like this. After many years, I realized he was avoidant. He also liked playing the victim and sacrificing so much for the family. He got lots of praise for it. We didn't need the extra money, either. All he sacrificed was a marriage and a decent relationship with his children. I hope you can help him see that. Update 1 day later. Thank you for the feedback on the last post. The comments said that my asking him to adhere to the boundaries we established was reasonable. Some comments also suggested that I should not have implied that he works just to get away, so I was a little apologetic as well. After he came back, I decided to talk to him about this. The conversation was a bit of a train wreck. I brought up the fact that our income far exceeds our current and projected expenses, that my son and I were missing him and needed him to spend more time with us, and I made sure to stress that I appreciated all that he did. It just seemed like we were on completely different wavelengths. He said he kept taking on more lessons and students because he wanted us to have a good standard of living, better vacations, better schools, a second house. I was dumbfounded. I never knew he felt that way. I stressed that our current standard of living was great, that we make enough money, and that if he thinks that way, there's no end in sight. What if he decided we should also have a third house or something? Right now, I needed him with me. At this point, I kind of lost control and started crying. I didn't mean to. It wasn't something I wanted to do to pressure him or anything, just the fact that we were at an impasse was wrecking me. I told him I'd been feeling unhappy, that I kept compromising, and he reneged on it. After some more crying and consoling, my husband agreed that Sunday should have remained off limits. He gently asked me to give him a pass for one more Sunday because his students' exams end next week, and he would make Sunday untouchable from the following semester onward. He also promised to try to resize his classes so he could come home for dinner, even if it's a late dinner. He asked for time to do all this. I've given it to him, and I know he loves us enough to do what he promised. Thanks for the feedback on the original post. Relevant comments. Commenter. You need to tell him that he needs to make things right with his family and you right now, or he might end up living in that third house alone. Play Cats in the Cradle as background music. Ops response. I would like the changes to happen immediately, but I want them to be permanent. If he makes a snap decision now but has to revert later, that would suck. So I'm giving him the time to make sustainable changes. I'm getting our Sunday back after the next one, which is progress. At least we're back to the red line. He said he'd already booked a lot of classes for the next semester, so he just asked for time to discuss and rearrange them since he can't just back out on his students after agreeing. He was earnest. I believe I made it clear to him the toll it's been taking on me, and he will make the necessary changes. Commenter 2. Have you guys considered hiring a maid or nanny to help with household duties? If you're making enough money, it could be worth the investment to reduce your burden. Ops response. Yeah, that came up in the conversation, and I'm looking into it. My job is work from home 2 days a week, so that helps, and my mom lives close by, which is super helpful too. Most days, I manage the household and child-rearing without any issues. It's not like I plan to give him a list of errands to run on the days he's home, but just having him physically present is something I'm missing now, and he's promised to remedy it as best he can. Commenter 3. The biggest problem I see is that his self-worth is being validated by his students and classes more than by his own family. He likes how teaching makes him feel, and he doesn't get the same validation from being just a husband and father. So he will continue to prefer working as much as he can. And it's a double whammy because he justifies the extra work as being for his family, so he feels doubly validated for doing good things. Ops response. Your comment stayed with me for some reason, and I kept coming back to it. I asked him yesterday if he enjoyed teaching physics and math for hours on end, considering how long he works. How does he not start hating it? I didn't bring up the topic of reduced hours or Sunday because we already have an agreement on that for now. He said he does like it. After some more inconspicuous needling, he told me he enjoys the fact that so many people trust him to help them understand things and improve their grades in future. I didn't go further into it, but your comment really helped give me some insight. Thank you so much. Second update 1 year 2 months later. Around a year ago, I had been having issues with my husband regarding his tutoring schedule and had come here to find out if I was in the wrong. A few people had asked me to let them know if things improved or continued to deteriorate. We're in a better place now. We've been blessed with a daughter, too. He has become better at handling his workload and now tutors primarily online. I know I had said at the time that that's not much better, but it really is. Sundays have become sacrosanct again, with very rare exceptions that he asks my approval for in advance, and Wednesdays are free now too. He does more group tutoring now, so he finishes by 8:30 most days. He also got a new day job that is entirely work from home, which has made things much better because he isn't so burnt out anymore. In the weeks leading up to my daughter's arrival, he was by my side, especially since she arrived during the summer when school is out. I also took some advice from here and hired help to ease the burden, which has worked out really well. I've also learned to embrace the fact that his tutoring gives him joy, which maybe his software development job doesn't. He seems proud when his students get into good universities, and that leads to even more students. He still claims to do it purely for financial reasons, but I know that can't be completely true because our financial needs really do not require it. So it must be something he enjoys. I've become more understanding on that front, too. I have had to put my foot down a few times, especially in the initial days following our conversation, to make sure he understood that I was serious about needing his presence more. I had also confided in his older sister about this issue, which he was not happy about at the time and was probably an accidental jerk move on my part, but it helped. They had an argument, and she straight up told him he was either going to work himself into an early grave at the age of 30 or end up divorced, which helped. Full disclosure, the only time we ever really argue is still about this, when I want him to be free, but he won't be. But it's rare, and overall, we've come up with a good balance that seems to be working for us. Thank you, everybody.